I'd had a stroke in 2005, and I was recovering from that. I was totally right-side paralysed, and moved forward quite well, got all my mobility back again. And then I went in for cataract operations. And before my second cataract operation, I got the runs, and I had to go to my GP to check out, if it was okay for me to go into hospital, that I wasn't infectious. And he was a pretty good GP, and he didn't take it lightly and said, "Oh, well, I'll just check your abdomen." He said, "There's a virus going around at the moment, and it shouldn't be a problem." But he checked my abdomen and he said, "Oh, I don't like the feel of that. There's a lump in your mesentery." Oh, so anyway, went on and got the cataract operation done, but then I was put forward for a long needle biopsy, and we had that, and the result came back Bcell lymphoma. We were upset ourselves, my wife and I. Alison's very brave, and she's a nurse and can understand things fairly well. So we had to break it to our sons first of all. One was on a honeymoon in London. The other one was in Sydney. So it was telephone calls, and that was very, very difficult. They were very upset at the time. Had they known how things were going to go, they probably wouldn't have been quite so upset, but at the time it sounded pretty awful. Yeah, I was put on chlorambucil and prednisone, and that was oral. And so because my sons were coming across from Sydney, I put that off from Christmas time until January and started on that. And the treatment was fairly good, except that on about the 5th day, the prednisone started wearing me down a wee bit, and I got very tired. But that recovered again by about the 10th day. So it was only a fairly short time when I was actually feeling pretty tired. And I managed that chemotherapy really well. I had no nausea, no problem with hair falling out or any of those side effects. It went really well. And at the end of, I think it was 10 weeks treatment, I was pronounced as having shrunk the tumour back to a workable size, and I'd go back onto the wait and watch brigade. So then I went on until about 14 months later, when my blood results showed that it was about time to go into the next form of chemotherapy. And so I was on CVP and the rituximab, the targeting drug. And so that was intravenous, and once I got onto that, I thought, well, this is going to be it. But I'll lose my hair, I'll lose everything. But amazingly enough, I didn't lose my hair. Amazingly enough, I didn't get nauseous. It went on reasonably well the whole way through. Once again, a bit of tiredness part way through the delivery, but no reaction to the drugs at all. And I didn't lose my hair. Isn't it magnificent? And I'm just left with the tumour still in my mesentery. I can feel that it's there, but only just. And that's some 20 months after the finish of treatment. As for some of the side effects, I think one of the side effects that I had, partly because of my stroke and also because of the lymphoma and the effect on family and myself and my wife, I got a bit depressed, and so I had a good talk to my GP and went on to, can't even think of the name of the drug now, it's one of antidepressant anyway, and that's made a tremendous difference to my life, to my relationship with my wife and the kids, and I feel pretty happy about the whole thing. The main thing I would suggest is that people who are diagnosed with cancer don't worry too much about the treatment. I've taken the attitude that the oncologist is the expert. I go for mainstream treatment. I'm not too interested in side issues, although I'm quite open to listen to things. But I've not taken other drugs other than a Resv Plus, which is it's a very strong antioxidant. So I do take that as a supplement, but apart from that, nothing else. So I concentrated on what I could control myself, such as my body weight. I was overweight, and my fitness. And because I was able to get a good feeling about myself, and also the antidepressant, you know, life goes on really well, very well indeed.